Welcome to the 2020 U.S. Sailing Awards. My name is Don Ratzine, Community Sailing Director at Hudson River Community Sailing in New York City and the Chair of U.S. Sailing's Community Sailing Committee. Thank you all for tuning into this virtual celebration. Today, we're celebrating the service and accomplishments of the individuals and organizations who have made significant contributions to sailing in 2020. As we all know, 2020 was an unusual year, but our sailing community weathered the storm and continued to get people out on the water. These awards honor those who have improved our sport, the lives of sailors, and made sailing more accessible to all. Our event begins with honoring recipients of the Community Sailing Awards, followed by the Training and Olympic Awards. Our first award is the Jim Kilroy Outstanding Outreach and Inclusion Award, named in honor of Mr. John B. Jim Kilroy Sr., is given annually to a program director or program that has made notable contributions to promote public access sailing by expanding sailing opportunities for people in their communities that would normally have no access to the sport. This award goes to PYC Satori Foundation in Pensacola, Florida. Their mission is to inspire interest in and promote sailing, yachting, and a broad range of maritime activities. They make sailing accessible by providing outreach sails, including STEM education, seasonal scholarships for underserved youth, and year-round scholarships to camp participants who show skills and motivation. The Satori Foundation is notable in their community for going above and beyond to establish relationships with local organizations. Some of their youth partners include the Boys and Girls Club, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Sea Star Aquatics, a program for swimmers with disabilities, and FSU CARD, the Center for Autism and Related Disabilities. They engage each group in a STEM lesson prior to sailing and get every participant learning hands-on during their sail. Participants learn the science of waves, wind, and current, and the technology of modern navigation, all well underway. They learn they can steer a large sailboat and in turn, steer their own path through life. Each of Satori's adult groups deals with an extraordinary level of stress in their lives, but their time on the water gives them experience of peace and well-being, and sailing is Satori's way of offering a place of peace to distress and recharge. For their continual efforts to provide inclusive sailing opportunities to youth and adult organizations, we are proud to present the 2020 Jim Kilroy Award for Outstanding Outreach and Inclusion to the PYC Satori Foundation. And now a few words from our recipients.
As president of the Pensacola Yacht Club Satori Foundation, I'm so very pleased to accept the Jim Kilroy Outstanding Outreach and Inclusion Award from U.S. Sailing. The foundation and its trustees, advisory board, and all the volunteers are delighted to receive this great award in just 6 short years. The partnership between the foundation and the Pensacola Yacht Club make all of this possible.
When my wife Carol and I made the decision to donate our 52-foot Shannon sailboat to the Satori Foundation, we were overjoyed that the foundation reached out to the children of the community that were economically and physically challenged in order to expose them to the thrill of sailing.
The Satori Foundation promotes sailing through 3 primary programs. Number 1, offering outreach sails. Prior to COVID, we had taken over 500 kids sailing, and that is one of our major accomplishments. The second area is we offer scholarships for the sailing program to primarily disadvantaged youth or youth of low to moderate income families. And thirdly, offering year-round scholarships to camp recipients to take sailing to the next level.
One of the things that I try to do when I begin to schedule programming or activities is to think about what the experience will mean to them. Not just, I went on a field trip, but to be able to engage them so that they can see a connection between the activity that I'm doing and a career or a future for me.
We have 2 basic sets of groups that we partner with. One is disadvantaged youth. The other is adults who are dealing with extraordinary stresses beyond the norm. Among our youth group, we partner with the Boys and Girls Club, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Sea Star Aquatics, as well as the Florida State University Center for Autism and Related Disabilities. With the youth group, we start with a STEM onshore presentation and program and then follow that with a hands-on dynamic on-the-water sailing experience. Our adult groups include Dose of the Coast, family members who are suffering from cancer, wounded warriors, veterans of the Purple Heart, Argos for autism, and then finally nurses, oncology and other frontline nurses who are battling with the obvious perils that we face now as a country.
Once again, I want to thank U.S. Sailing for the Jim Kilroy Outstanding Outreach and Inclusion Award. This recognition makes the great work of the foundation and all of our volunteers really feel special, and we thank you so much for it.
Our next award is for Volunteer of the Year. A superior volunteer is someone who devotes a huge portion of their time and energy to their organization and has a wide knowledge of people and programs and a personality that drives people to participate. Ellie Ansari has been volunteering at Wayzata Sailing in Minnesota for over a decade. Her daughter sailed recreationally in the program, and Ellie's been volunteering ever since. She's been a driving force in helping Wayzata meet their objectives. Her efforts have made a permanent mark on the entire team. In 2020, when many struggled to figure out how to have a meaningful impact, Ellie brought a positive energy to the community. She helped navigate new versions of old fundraisers, maintain strong relationships with past donors, and connected Wayzata with new opportunities. She was one of the leaders who made their $2 million capital campaign happen so the Mike Plant Community Boathouse could be built. And she did all this with an attitude of optimism and joy. Ellie gives every person her full trust and can run with any problem. She adapts readily, supports the team, and has an amazing ability to bring in everyone necessary to get the job done. For her exemplary service, we recognize Ellie Ansari as the 2020 Volunteer of the Year. And now a few words from our recipient.
Hi, I'm Ellie Ansari with Wayzata Sailing. We're here to say hi to everybody and say thank you for this wonderful award. I'm so grateful for everybody that that works in this organization, around this organization, our big supporters at the Wayzata Yacht Club. I think it's just trying to want to have fun, and it feels like, as my daughter says it, Mom, you found your people, because we've just, I think, had a lot of fun as we tried to put everything together. It seems like when people get excited here that it's not hard to be a volunteer, and there's always a place for everybody, very inclusive opportunity. I suppose in every case, it's having resources to do more. The hardest part is having to get to the point where you can have the resources or find the resources. And for a while, it's largely because we were a seasonal facility based on the former building that we used to have. Very seasonal situation, very seasonal sport, and we couldn't expand and do all the things that were possible. And so keeping that volunteer energy up as the season lapsed it's a challenge. Now that we've got a 365 facility, I just look for, there's just so many more opportunities for people with different skill sets to plug in and help. And we're looking forward to all the things that are going to develop because of that. I love the outdoors of science. I love how inspired Lily was. In fact, maybe her sailing skills weren't as great as all the other wonderful things that occurred. So she found other niches in sailing, and that was really inspiring as I watched her and I watched her friends, each one of them take a different piece from the whole opportunity. My background is training in organizational development, but also marketing and sales and PR, storytelling, and putting resources together. And I just felt like I could see a lot of fun and interesting opportunities within the organization, and I seemed to have a diverse enough skill set that at least let me scratch the surface and do what I brought what I could to the table. Yes. I remember when we started, people kept saying, tell your story, tell your story. And at the face of that, I thought I knew the story and I had the story, but the fun part of our whole campaign was finding the stories, putting them together, and using them to our advantage. And when we started pulling on threads and people's memories and ways to get people engaged, the stories were just, they just kept coming, and they were wonderful, a wonderful driver for the campaign, and people got excited about that. And we were able to parlay them into wonderful assets for the campaign. And I think all the things that we can dovetail and all the ways we can inspire all kinds of different audiences. We're really the access point that this place provides for multi-generational experiences is just limitless. It'll be hard to put a cork on it.
This year's award for Outstanding Organizational Leader goes to Karen Harris of the Jackson Park Yacht Club Foundation in Chicago, Illinois. The Jackson Park Yacht Club Foundation is based on the south side of Chicago. Their mission is to provide the outreach, education, training, support, and resources necessary to engage young people and adults in activities on and around the water. Jackson Park's junior sailing program was one of the most diverse and inclusive programs in the country, serving students from a wide range of socioeconomic backgrounds through a combined fee-based and scholarship summer camp. They use sailing to develop life skills such as conflict resolution, teamwork, and communication. Their program also serves as a gateway into academic learning outside of a traditional classroom setting. Their unique program components include STEM experiments and maritime-themed art and poetry workshops. Karen's first sailing encounter was at a summer camp in the 1970s, at a time when sailing was even more of a predominantly white and affluent sport than it is today. She and her brother Joey were the only African-American children in the camp. This early experience shaped her passion for diversifying the sport. She has since worked to give access to people of color and people from low-income backgrounds in the form of scholarships and outreach. In 2016, as the Commodore of JPYC, Karen relaunched the junior sailing program that had been defunct for over 20 years. Beginning with a purchase of 12 bugs from the Chicago Yacht Club in 2017, the program was entirely fee-for-service. But by the spring of 2018, Karen secured funding to purchase 7 used 420s and launched the Open Horizons Scholarship Program. The JPYC Foundation awarded 64 scholarships in 2018, 65 in 2019, and over 100 in 2020. On top of the countless hours she works for the JPYC Foundation, Karen is the Senior Vice President and General Counsel of the Illinois Health and Hospital Association, a trade association representing over 200 hospitals and 50 health systems. In what little spare time she has, Karen is an avid sailor in her own right, racing to Mackinac Island every summer as a first mate aboard Mise en Place, one of the few sailboats in Chicago with a majority African-American crew. We are pleased to present Karen Harris with the 2020 Outstanding Organizational Leader Award. And now a few remarks from our recipient.
Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Harris, and I'm the president of the Jackson Park Yacht Club Foundation, located on the south side of Chicago. I'm honored to receive the 2020 Community Sailing Organizational Leader Award. Founded in 2012, the Jackson Park Yacht Club Foundation is the 501c3 affiliate of the Jackson Park Yacht Club. Over 2 million people live in Chicago, but unfortunately, 800,000 of them, many of them low-income children of color, have never even seen Lake Michigan, let alone been on a boat of any kind. Our mission is to provide the outreach, education, training, and support necessary to engage young people and adults, and especially non-traditional participants, in boating activities. In 2012, we launched our Open Horizons Youth Sailing Program, a sliding scale scholarship program which provides a 2-week sailing experience for low-income, at-risk youth of color ages 8 to 18. Through this program, we not only connect young people to sailing, but we also use it as a fun and challenging way to embrace education, including maritime arts, ecology, literature, poetry, and STEM. By using our city's chief asset, Lake Michigan, to teach youth to sail, we literally open youth's horizons and help them to navigate a new course in their lives. Since launching in 2018, we have had over 250 youth participate in our Open Horizons program, and that number is expected to grow exponentially this year, in part through our becoming one of U.S. Sailing's Midwest Seabull Sailor Program sailing centers. Thank you again for recognizing our program by honoring me with the 2020 Community Sailing Organizational Leader Award. Thank you. I'm very honored.
Next up, we'll be honoring the 2020 Training Award recipients.
Hi, my name is Stu Gilfillan, and I'm the Director of Education for U.S. Sailing. Today, it's my honor to present awards to two individuals who've had an enormous impact in the areas of training and education. Individuals, like those we'll recognize in a moment, are foundational to our sport. They provide guidance, wisdom, knowledge, support, and yes, education to those around them. They are doers, leaders, and agents of change. And simply put, they help us all be better. The first award I'll be presenting is the Timothy Lahr Trophy, which recognizes a person who, through their vision and guidance, have made an outstanding contribution to the advancement of sailor education in the U.S. The award is given to an individual who, in the opinion of the U.S. Sailing Training Committee selection team, fully meets this criterion. The trophy is training's highest honor. Nominees for the award are members of U.S. Sailing who embody the highest principles of honor, integrity, and selfless dedication to the sport. This year's winner has been involved with almost every training-related aspect of U.S. Sailing during his 30-year relationship with the organization. While many people have worked with him in his capacity as chair of the Race Officer Training and Certification Committee, his impact on U.S. Sailing extends much further than just race administration. He became a Level 1 instructor trainer for small boat in 1992, a powerboat instructor in 1997, a Level 2 small boat coach trainer in 1999, and a Level 3 coach trainer in 2013. As a member of national faculty for many years, he helped provide feedback that shaped the development for the programs that he took. What makes this year's winner unique is that he sees things from a variety of perspectives and has been able to help apply his vast experience across multiple disciplines to help build connections between different educational programs within U.S. Sailing. A professional in the truest sense, he explicitly understands the big picture of education. He has great ideas, but is never closed-minded. As one of his nominators said, he doesn't let the way we've done things before stand in the way of improvements. More recently, his countless volunteer hours over the past year allowed U.S. Sailing to continue delivering race officer training throughout the pandemic. This commitment fed the base of racing, helping races to continue to be held in an unprecedented time. He's worked diligently to standardize the race officer training and education process, products, and pathways. As one nominator stated, his dedication is inspiring and contagious. It is for these reasons and many more that we award the 2020 Timothy Lahr Trophy to Jeff Johnson. Congratulations, Jeff.
Hey everyone, my name is Jeff Johnson and I'm from San Diego, California, where I am the waterfront director for San Diego Yacht Club. You know, it may sound trite, but it is such a great honor for me to receive an award with Timmy Lahr's name on it. To me, Timmy is an overwhelmingly generous person that would call you by name and empower you to tell her everything you can about some subject matter that she's pondering. I can recall sitting in Timmy's living room, huddled around a fireplace at a fall national faculty meeting, just before the turn of the century, in fact. Along with many others, we mined our experiences running youth programs in response to her inquisitions on powerboat safety or the techniques of teaching and coaching sailing. Timmy would then gather and consolidate that information and format it like a supercomputer into training and certification standards for sailing instructors. Her method of ask, listen, and process has always stuck with me. These days, I make sailing competitions happen, and within the race administration community, there are still many of the same issues to work on, namely creating materials to train and certify race officers, judges, and umpires. Prior to the onset of COVID, we would never have imagined modifying all the race management training content and loading it online, but there we were, and here we are now. Always happy to help. I've dug into those issues with the same tenacity that Timmy required of us sitting in her living room all those years ago. With the help of an incredible U.S. sailing staff and other key volunteers, we asked, listened, and processed to move the race management training material into the 21st century. To close, there is no doubt that I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. It has been my honor and pleasure and so influential to work with some of the founding souls of training and prior recipients of this award, like Susie Trotman, Joe Mogul, Dick Alsop, Rich Jepson, and Joni Palmer, to name a few. None of them required me to be special. They just insisted that I be involved and be a part of the solution. Thank you, Timmy, and thank you, U.S. Sailing.
Congratulations, Jeff, and thank you for your commitment to the sport. The next award I'll be presenting is the Virginia Long Sail Training and Service Award. The Ginny, as it's affectionately known, honors an individual who, through their efforts, unselfishly assists and enables a sailing program or sailing instruction in a supportive role. Ginny Long was the longtime training director for U.S. Sailing and helped guide the organization's educational programs to what they've become today. Unfortunately, we lost Ginny in May of 2020, but we're glad that her memory and her legacy continue to live on through the people who win her award. This year's winner is truly an artichoke. The layers of her organizational leadership keep revealing themselves the deeper you go. As a member of the St. Petersburg Yacht Club, she continually offers her skills as a professional race officer, working closely with both youth and adult events. She has helped champion kiteboarding, helping to increase racing venues and opportunities throughout the region for this breathtaking sport. As Commodore of the Florida Sailing Association, she started her tenure by traveling to as many sailing centers, clubs, and events as possible to hear from stakeholders throughout the state, always asking the same question: how can the FSA be more supportive and relevant to its members? During her travels, she also spent considerable time helping support the area's professional race officers. She has shared training information with not only her home club, but also with the region and beyond. As many regional sailing associations struggle to find their place in the sun, she's managed to help maintain and sustain FSA's membership through stable numbers, adding new clubs along the way. She's also been a strong promoter of a regional junior women's clinic that brings young female sailors together for not only strategy and tactics training, but also for leadership skills. Her character is marked by integrity, fairness, safety for all, and encouraging others to succeed. Collaborator, energizer, encourager, innovator. There are numerous facets to this woman's depth of knowledge and work around the region, and her dedication sets the example for others. It's our deep pleasure to award the 2020 Virginia Long Sail Training and Service Award to Donna Sue Marks from Clearwater, Florida.
Hi everyone, my name is Donna Sue Marks and I'm a member of St. Petersburg Yacht Club and past Commodore of the Florida Sailing Association. I volunteer in and around the Sunshine State of Florida, running regattas, training other like-minded volunteers, supporting grassroots growth and development of youth and adult events, along with our Olympic windsurfing and kiteboarding classes, and doing most anything with our sport that will get me on the water. I am humbled to receive the Virginia Long Sail Training Service and Support Award for 2020. This award reflects so many others that have unselfishly assisted me in my sail training and instruction journey. For their kindness, I have been blessed to pay it forward. I share this award with those individuals, and I will be forever grateful you took me under your wing and on your boats. If you have been on a race course with me, you will know your PFD very well. You will be constantly counting competitors. You will know the signal boat I am on is usually the last boat to the dock, as we are following the fleet in from the day of racing. My race committee competitors, coaches, and spectators know that we take safety seriously, from the first horn to the last boat to shore. A few years ago, FSA started a program that offers junior sailors entry fee reimbursement. On the form, we ask what they love about sailing and their fondest memory. Reading the handwritten and at times humorous responses continues to solidify my passion to offer my time, talent, and resources to them. There is no greater joy for me than to be on the water in support of our sailors. The more we all can do to pass along what makes this sport so fantastic and fun, the more sustainability there is for future generations. Once again, thank you for the Ginny, and we'll see you on the water soon.
Thank you, Donna, and congratulations. Now, to present the Dick Alsop Crew Award, Jessica Service.
Hello, my name is Jessica Service. I'm here today to present the Crew Award. The Crew Award recognizes an individual who consistently demonstrates the values expressed in the crew agreement. Because U.S. Sailing has an extraordinary set of responsibilities as a world leader in the sport, its volunteers and staff must function as efficiently as a skilled sailing crew. Dick Alsop, who we lost in 2018 after decades of service to U.S. Sailing in training and competition, was a member of the authoring team that wrote the crew agreement, as well as the inaugural winner of the Crew Award in 2002. Dick's volunteer career at U.S. Sailing was the model for behavior that this award promotes, and we honor Dick's legacy through the Dick Alsop Crew Award. Crew. This is the crew agreement. C, commitment to exceptional service to our constituents. R, respect for the integrity and work of fellow crew members. E, excellence as a group and personal standard of accomplishment. W, working together in a responsible and consistent fashion. This year's crew recipient has embodied the essence of the Crew Award: commitment, respect, excellence, and working together or teamwork. As you all know, 2020 was something that none of us could have prepared for or have expected. It is in our darkest moments, though, that true leaders arise. Over the past year, he has led U.S. Sailing fearlessly into online education to maintain revenue streams in training and education during a global pandemic. In March, he pored over potential online platforms, LMS systems, and vetted them based on price, functionality, and usability. He then pushed his recommendation forward. That is when the true work began. He worked to problem solve, research, and build U.S. Sailing's online courses, serving our constituents and allowing sailors to get back out in the water. When working with staff or volunteers, he works tirelessly to listen carefully and ponder everyone's thoughts and ideas, and then we'll circle back days or maybe even weeks later with a solution that keeps everyone's priorities in mind. I have seen him work with 3 volunteers with drastically different ideas and have them all on board with the final product. He works to achieve excellence in every product or file he touches, always pushing those around them to aim higher and build products of the highest quality. His leadership and dedication has impacted every educational product at U.S. Sailing. We would not have made the strides in online education or video production in 2020 without him. However, 2020 was just when the organization happened to need him the most. Without his efforts and working together with our volunteers, or subject matter experts, as we call them in education, we would not have the following products, just to mention a few: teaching and coaching fundamentals online, safety at sea online, coastal and offshore passage making, and bareboat cruising. I am grateful to have the pleasure to work with him every single day. On behalf of the U.S. Sailing Board of Directors and the staff, I am very pleased to present Bradley Shook with the 2020 Dick Alsop Crew Award. Congratulations, Brad.
Thank you, U.S. Sailing. What an amazing surprise. 2020 was a difficult year for all of us. I am glad that we were able to continue certifying our instructors and race officials by moving these courses online. This was a massive undertaking that could not have been made possible without the amazing support from Jessica Cervez, Jen Gamaris, Stu Gilfillan, Andrew Ewing, Rachel Reagan, and Perry Burns. There are also countless other staff members and amazing subject matter experts that also made this possible. It has been my goal as a member of this association to help U.S. Sailing move its education online, with the idea that instructor-led education is one of the 2 cornerstones of U.S. Sailing's model for best practices, with on-the-water training. I have also wanted to take a moment to thank my husband, Bradley Green, for his amazing love and support. I was also fortunate enough to get to meet and work with Dick Alsop on my first day at U.S. Sailing. He gave me great insight on how to work with others and build consensus in a group, as this is part of what it means to be a crew member. I am deeply honored to accept and receive the award, the Dick Alsop Crew Award.
Congratulations, Brad. I can't think of anyone who's more deserving. It's a pleasure to work with you, and I'm psyched to see you get that award. Well done. Next up, Luther Carpenter will present the Developmental and National Coach of the Year Awards.
Hi, everyone. I'm Luther Carpenter, and I'm head coach of the U.S. Sailing team. I'm with you today to award the Coach of the Year awards to 2 exceptional coaches. I'll also, besides telling you about the skills of our 2 recipients, we'll cover a little bit of what makes a great coach and what we do as coaches. Of course, in our sport, we emphasize the importance of coaching, whether it's teaching beginners how to sail or teaching new sailors how to start racing, or as they develop into better racers, being good on a regional or national level, or perhaps if they're training for the Olympics, how to give them the best preparation. The same thing that's true across all of those disciplines is that the coaches are the direct line to the athletes. We create a safe environment. We create a world of comfort for the athletes. Of course, we create a learning environment. We create a culture of behavior and goal setting. And of course, we provide sailing-specific expertise and knowledge. One thing's for sure, being a good coach is being a jack of all trades. We need to be able to be good at many, many skills, and we need to smoothly shift like a chameleon from one to the other, reacting to whatever the moment requires. In the U.S., we are proud to have so many great coaches. It's exciting to see so many young coaches aspiring to give to the sailing communities with full commitment to building their skills. As coaches, we know learning is never done and strive to share and collect more wisdom, more technique, more interpersonal skills, as well as streamlining our professional abilities. The Coach of the Year Award speaks to these important qualities. We are honored to present the awards to two young tigers of our American coaching effort, who truly exemplify the path of coaching excellence. The coaching awards this year were selected by reviewing accomplishments from 2018 to 2020. The first award is the National Coach of the Year Award, which is based on exceptional coaching performance at high international levels, such as a World Championship podium finish. Our winner for National Coach of the Year is Julia Conte. As a sailor, Julia's credentials are impressive as a 4-time Olympian in 3 different class boats. But today, Julia is transformed from an exceptional sailor to a highly motivated and focus-driven coach. Working with Stephanie Roble and Maggie Shea, they've developed together a strategy, a campaign schedule, and methodology to become the fastest rising FX team racing for the Tokyo Games. As with many coaches, Julia's driver and motivation comes from her years competing, embracing her winning traits and lessons, yet also recognizing areas for improvement. Of particular interest to Julia is the dynamic relationship and service a coach provides to their athletes. Julia passionately tells the stories of her relationships with her past coaches and shares that they had a very difficult athlete to coach. Julia is determined to share and learn from her coaching peers and is clearly on her way to success. It's fun to watch Julia, for she's a hot-blooded Italian, tempered by a world of reflection and calculation, but not without the rapido and do it attitude and demeanor. Julia's athletes, Steph and Maggie, are a pair that leaves no stone unturned. Their determination is calculated and fierce. As this trio formed in 2018, a new partnership was born for a ramp-up of skills, a constant world of evaluation, and evolving new goals. The trio also outsourced specialized coaching to complement their work, with Julia laying the foundation of tracking and strategizing the next steps. This is all standard protocol for Olympic class sailing, but the level of scrutiny, the reporting, and tracking over the last 3 years is undeniably impressive. Julia's systems are now becoming the standard for the U.S. sailing team. Of course, the final chapter of Julia's coaching job has yet to be played out in Tokyo, but the work in progress is on track. In addition to supporting Steph and Maggie, Julia is an integral part of our U.S. Olympic coaching staff and contributes team-wide to our building effort for the Games. Congratulations to Julia for winning the National Coach of the Year Award. And it is eager, collaborative, and motivated coaches like her that are building the future of coaching in America.
I'm Julia Conti and I'm the coach of Steph Roble and Maggie Shea in the FX class. I'm really honored and flattered to receive this award. It means really a lot to me, and it motivates me to work harder, for sure, and to do better in the future. I feel really lucky also to have met two amazing people as Steph and Maggie are. They are really incredible athletes, incredible people that always strive to be better, both in sailing and in life, and this is really motivating for me. It's also funny how we met, actually, because we were in Kiel maybe 3 years ago, and maybe a little bit more. And I was coaching. It was one of my first coaching experiences, which was actually a disaster. I was coaching a 49er crew, and I was coming from Lake Garda, and I lost my flight because I forgot my suitcase at home. So I had to drive back home, get the suitcase, drive all the way up to Kiel during the night. I arrived in Kiel in the morning. We had to race that same day. I brought them to the wrong racing area. They lost the race because of me. Then they broke a mast, and I was telling the girls this story, and still they wanted me to coach them, which was really weird. But here we are, 3 years after, and got a ticket to Tokyo 2021, bronze at the Worlds. Very rewarding job, and this is just the cherry on the cake for this amazing journey we are going through. And so thank you very much, US Sailing. It's a huge motivation for me going forward.
Our second Coach of the Year award is for Developmental Coach of the Year, and is awarded to a coach that has demonstrated exceptional program and team building nationally, and has also achieved elite performance. The winner of this year's Developmental Coach of the Year is Phil Muller. It's easy for me to recognize and brag about Phil's recent career. He's the ultimate student of sport. He learns every day more than he teaches. He's a coach who is clear and concise on the goals of the program with his athletes. There's no question about the culture he is driving. Phil is all about fun. Phil is determined to be the best he can be and pushes his athletes to be the same. Phil's ability to adapt to personalities and mood are impressive, considering the number and skill of the athletes that Phil serves. He seems to somehow always have time to help problem solve individually with each person with focus and connection. Phil's centerpiece of work over the last 3 years has been creating and running the highly successful 2-9er program based in Miami. Phil's program was focused on 29er coaching, ranging from graduating Opti sailors to World Championship medalists. 2-9er has been a nucleus of opportunity for sailing talent and has been the pathway for many of our young athletes transitioning into ODP classes. Phil coached athletes to 1 gold and 2 silver in World Championships, as well as being an integral part of the 2018 Youth Worlds team, which won the Nations Trophy in Corpus Christi. Phil has also demonstrated a wide range of diversity coaching NACRA 17s, 49ers, FX, as well as the new IQ foil and foiling kite classes. Phil's love and passion for our sport, dedication to learning, and excellence in human connection are the cornerstones of why he won this award.
Hello, I'm Phil Muller. First of all, I want to congratulate Julia for receiving this award as well. Julia is a legend and one of my favorite people, and the work that she and Steph and Maggie have done together has been inspiring and amazing, amazing teamwork, which is what this award's all about. For me to be part of such a great lineage of American sailors and coaches who've received this award in the past and laid the path, it is a great honor and a great privilege. It's a real validation for all the hard work dedication and effort that my athletes and their families and supporters have put forth in the past years. In 2018 in Corpus Christi, when we won the nation's trophy, was an amazing experience to be part of that group and that team of so many talented and dedicated sailors and coaches. Then the following summer in Poland, when my 29er girls won the Youth Worlds, it was incredible. And then a week later for my boys to win the silver medal at the Open Worlds and to be part of those big moments in their lives for me was great, was extremely fulfilling. I think this award wouldn't have been possible for me without the mentorship from amazing people in my life, for their guidance, and to all the athletes and families who support sailing and get to support what we love to do. And of course, for my wife, for supporting me back in this whole time, and back in 2016 when we started our little 29er team down in Miami. It's been an amazing journey so far, and we certainly all share this award. It's a real privilege to get to do what we love to do every day, and I just thank you for your recognition.
Overall, it is an honor to award Julia and Phil these two well-deserved awards. And it is so encouraging that these young, exceptional coaches are in their 30s and are our coaches of today and for many years to come.
Hi, everyone. It's Jen Gamaris, U.S. Sailing Youth Education Manager. Thank you all for joining us today for the 2020 U.S. Sailing Awards. We are so thankful for all the hard work you are all doing out there to make sailing accessible for your communities. The award nomination window is open for this year, and you can find the link on this page. And please don't hesitate to nominate your program, your staff, or anybody throughout the season as you recognize the important work they are doing. Have a wonderful day.